Om Sang Saraswati Namaha. Namaste. Tonight we're going to talk about the Bahya Matrika Nyasa. And this is the establishment of the letters in the external body. That means in our physical being. In the Matrika Nyasa, we will establish the letters of the alphabets in the chakras and around the petals surrounding the chakras. And in this Bahya Matrika Nyasa, let's read the introduction. Every object in creation has a name to correspond to its form, nam and rup. There is a name that is agreed upon by the customs of language, what we may call an object, and there is a natural sound that is being emitted as a consequence of the vibrations that are taking place in the object itself. The movement of protons, neutrons, electrons, quarks, etc., etc. So within this object, within every atom, there's all this movement going on. And every manifested object of creation has a vibration, whether perceivable or not. And every vibration emits a sound, whether audible to the physical organ of hearing or not. For example, a dog can hear sounds that a human being could never hope to hear. So every sound is expressible by a letter that symbolizes the sound that most closely approximates the vibration indicated. So that all the letters of the alphabet symbolize the total possibility of all vibrations that can be evolved or can be expressed, the totality of creation. So every object has movement. All movement creates friction. All friction creates vibration. And all vibration is expressed in sound. And all sound is expressed by a letter. And the alphabets of Sanskrit symbolize all the letters of all the vibrations, of all the sounds that can come into creation. And that's why Sanskrit is such a magical language. Because in English we have a denotative term and a connotative term. But in Sanskrit, every word, every syllable has the vibration of what it's speaking about. It's different from the connotations and the nuances of many modern languages because the vibration itself communicates the feeling that we're trying to achieve through that word. This natural name of every object, it's a natural name. It's the name inherent to the object as opposed or contrasted with the name that we gave the object. So we have an agreed upon name. We call this a book. We agreed that. But this doesn't, what is the vibration of this object saying? What are those vibrations? What sounds are they producing? Now that's the natural name of an object. And that natural name is called the Bij mantra. Often translated as a seed mantra. The seed, the essence, the inner essence of the vibration. And these Bij mantras are another name for the matrikas. And the letters of the Sanskrit alphabet. In Sanskrit philosophy, the microcosm is an exact replica of the macrocosm, and hence every physical body contains all the vibrations possible in the cosmos. And that's why we're doing this Cosmic Puja, to harmonize all the vibrations in the cosmos, which are also all present within our bodies. Bahya Matrika Nyasa means the establishment of the letters of the Sanskrit alphabet within the outside or the gross body of the worshipper. in our physical form, we're going to ascribe a location for each letter of the alphabet, for each vibration of the alphabet, for all the articles which objects and relationships in the creation which have that vibration. They all dwell within us. And therefore, this is the body of God. The Bahya Matrika Nyasa ascribes a position in each of the centers of activity for each of the letters so that the worshiper can understand and experience the totality of creation as existing within the physical body. By using the different mudras described, the worshiper begins by placing the 16 vowels in their respective positions. Now, I've devised, and this is quite creative of me, I devised a little code because I couldn't write it out every time. You'll please give, I beg your indulgence and your forbearance for my poetic license, but I called the thumb 1, and the pointer 2, and the middle finger 3, the ring finger 4, and the pinky 5, and R means right, and L means left.
Ingenious.
Namaste. I appreciate your indulgence, but this little code, 1 R means right, 1 means the thumb, to the 4th base means the lowest space. And that's called Tattva Mudra. 1 to 4 base on the top of the head. Om Ang Namo. 1 to 4 base in the mouth. Om Ang Namo. 1 to 4, number 4 only. Ing Namo. In the eye, right eye. In the left eye. Ing Namo. In the right ear, Namo. In the left ear, Namo. In the right nostril, Ring Namo. In the left nostril, Ring Namo. On the right cheek, Ring Namo. On the left cheek, Ring Namo. On the upper lip, Eng Namo. On the lower lip, Eng Namo. On the upper teeth, Om Namo. On the lower teeth, Om Namo. And 3 and 4 on the crown of the head, Namo. And in the mouth, Namo. Are you with me? And those are the vowels. And we've just placed them all throughout the system which emanates the vibrations of the vowels. And now let's go to the consonants. Left, 1, 3, 5. That's called Kalpataru Mudra. Actually, it's not. That's Kalpataru Mudra. This is Mrika Mudra. And here we have 1, 3, and 5. Om Kang Namo, Om Kang Namo, Om Gang Namo, Om Gang Namo, Ngang Namo. And on the right side, Om Chung Namo, Om Chung Namo, Om Jang Namo, Om Jang Namo, Om Ngang Namo. And on the right, with the left hand on the right leg, on the hip, Om Chung Namo, Om Chung Namo, Om Jang Namo, Om Jang Namo, Om Nang Namo. And on the left side, Om Thang Namo, Om Thang Namo, Om Dang Namo, Om Dang Namo, Om Nang Namo. And on the using the Tattva Mudra again, Om Pang Namo, Om Pang Namo, Om Bang Namo, Om Pang Namo, Om Mong Namo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The flat hand on your navel. Om Mong Namo. Tattva Mudra again, 1 to the 4 base. Om Yang Namo, Om Rang Namo, Om Lang Namo, Om Bang Namo, Shang Namo. And now this one with the 1 to 4 on the right hand sweeps the left shoulder. Shang Namo. On the left hand sweeps the right from the shoulder to the hand, full length. Shang Namo. Sang Namo. Hang Namo. And now from the sternum to the navel, Lang Namo. Shang Namo, from the sternum to the throat. Eng Ring Kling Chamunda Viche. So when you get practice at it and you don't want to read the book anymore, then it looks a little like Ang Namo, Ang Namo. Ang Namo, Ang Namo, Ming Namo, Ming Namo, Mong Namo, Mong Namo, Ring Namo, Ring Namo, Ring Namo, Ring Namo, Hang Namo, Hang Namo, Hong Namo, Hang Namo, Mang Namo, Mang Namo. Kang Bo, Kang Bo, Kang Bo, Kang Bo, Nang Mon, Chang Mon, Chang Mon, Jang Mon, Jang Mon, Nang Mon, Kang Mon, Kang Mon, Dang Mon, Dang Mon, Nang Mon, Dang Mon, Dang Mon, Dang Mon, Dang Mon, Nang Mo, Pang Mo, Pang Mo, Bang Mo, Bang Mo, Bang Mo, Yang Rang Mo, Lang Mo, Wang Mo, Shang Mo, Sang Mo, Sang Mo, Hang Mo, Lang Mo, Shang Mo. Eng Ring Kling Chamunda Viche. And then it's going to get more fun in a few minutes. We're going to do it backwards. Do you know the person who operates on my body, I would love them to know their subject forwards and backwards. Why shouldn't we hold the people who work on our souls to even a greater accountability? They should know the subject forwards and backwards, and we will study it backwards too. Now the Matrika Nyasa, the establishment of the letters in the chakras, following Panini's grammar, and this is a little bit technical, but don't be put off by it, which is the most authoritative on the subject. In the Bahya Matrika Nyasa, there are 35 consonants, and actually the number of letters varies according to the different enumerations regarding different functions, and in the Matrika Nyasa that follows, only 50 letters are to be placed. So there are many ways of defining how many letters are there in the Sanskrit alphabet. Some people say there are 50 letters. Some people say there are 52 letters. Some people say there are 54 letters. If you add Om and Ring, are they letters? In some applications, they are letters. They are matrikas for sure. Sanskrit is commonly taught with 50 letters, 16 vowels, and 34 consonants. Occasionally, it is taught with 52 letters with the addition of Om and Hrim. For the purpose of these nyasas, we follow both the formats because of the authorities considered to be the most accurate agreed in all the versions consulted. And that's why the question of why they differ in the number of letters they contain will not be addressed here. But it's true. They do. And sometimes you read hak, shak, tra, gya. Aren't those letters? Or are they conjoined consonants? No. Yes. Now, why does the debate continue? I'm not going to answer that. That's another subject for someone much wiser than me. Matrika Nyasa places the bijas, or the natural names, inside the chakras, which are the energy centers within the body. In this meditation, we conceive that not only is all existence moving in my every movement, as in the former Nyasa, but also that all the vibrations of the universe comprise the very essence of my being. I am the universe. This is all an extension of my body. This is my body. All that you perceive. Hum stands for the pranatma. The second ram stands for jiva atma. And sham stands for the paramatma. In this way, jiva puts on, so to speak, or wears the universe as a gown, All the vibrations of existence make up the cloak that covers the ever more subtle essence of consciousness, which is the silent witness to the dance of creation. So here we're going to put these bij mantras, these akshars, these matrikas, into the petals around the chakras. Remember, we've got these chakras, and in the bij, in the middle of each chakra is a bij. Lang, wang, rang, yang, ang, om. And around the bij, there are a number of petals. There are 16 petals in the Vishuddha chakra, and there are 12 petals in the Anahata chakra. There are 10 petals in the Manipur chakra, 6 petals in the Swadhisthana, and there are 4 petals in the Muladhara, and 2 petals in the Agnya chakra. And add these all up, and we get the number of matrikas for the Matrika Nyasa. So let's go ahead and start about 1 o'clock. But divide your clock into 16 parts. And use a tattva mudra without the pen. Yeah, that would be really hard to poke yourself. I really want to remember those chakras, those petals. I'm going to poke myself with a pen each time I recite the matrika. Om ang namo, om ang namo, om ing namo, om ing namo, om un namo, om un namo, om ring namo, om ring namo, om ring namo, om ring namo, om ing namo, om oing namo, om ong namo, om ang namo, om ang namo, om a namo. And we made a full circle clockwise, as we are the clock. Let us go to the Anahata, and there are 12 petals. Kang namo, kang namo, gang namo, gang namo, gang namo, chang namo, chang namo, jang namo, jang namo, yang namo, kang namo, kang namo. And we filled our heart with those consonants. And now to the Manipur. There are 10 petals. Yang namo, dang namo, dang namo, tang namo, tang namo, dang namo, dang namo, dang namo, pang namo, pang namo. And in the Swadhisthana, we're getting to be a place where it's hard to go in a circle, but you can just indicate the 6 petals. Bang namo, pang namo, bang namo, yang namo, rang namo, lang namo. You can just go almost straight across. And the same in the Muladhara. Wang namo, shang namo, shang namo, sang namo. And in the Agnya chakra, hang namo, shang namo, heng ring kling chamundari biche. And then, let's show you what that looks like when we just do it without reading the book. Ang namo, ang namo, ming namo, ming namo, mong namo, mong namo, ring namo, ring namo, ring namo, ring namo, ing namo, mang namo, mang namo, mang namo, mang namo, mang namo. Kang namo, gang namo, gang namo, gang namo, jang namo, jang namo, jang namo, jang namo, dang namo, kang namo, gang namo, gang namo, dang namo, dang namo, thang namo, thang namo, dang namo, dang namo, dang namo, pang namo, pang namo, pang namo, pang namo, mang namo, yang rang namo, lang namo, wang namo, shang namo, thang namo, thang namo, hang namo, shang namo. And then perform Samahar Matrika Nyasa and Bahya Matrika Nyasa by repeating the above described processes in reverse order from the end to the beginning. Shang namo, sang mo, shang mo, sang mo, wang mo, lang mo, rang mo, yang mo, mang mo, bang mo, bang mo, pang mo, bang mo, nang mo, dang mo, dang mo, dang mo, dang mo, nang mo, dang mo, dang mo, dang mo, dang mo, nang mo, dang mo, dang mo, dang mo, dang mo, nang mo, yang, gang mo, gang mo, gang mo, gang mo. Ang namo, ming, mang, ring, 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 mong, mong, ming, mo, ming, mo, ang namo, ming, ring, cling, chum, daki, viche. And we might as well do the Bahya Matrika Nyasa Sanghara as well. The theory is that we've established them. It's our duty to pick them up. You put them there. Well, if you put it there, you should take it back. You're responsible for cleaning up your own mess. If you establish a pot or if you establish a puja, you're responsible for cleaning it up. So make sure you pick up the mantras of the Matrika Nyasas too. Wrong one. Shang Mong Lang Mo Hang Mo Sang Mo Shang Mo Wang Mo Lang Mo Rang Mo Yang Mo Mong Mo Bang Mo Bang Mo Pang Mo Pang Mo Nang Mo Dang Mo Dang Mo Tang Mo Tang Mo Nang Mo Dang Mo Dang Mo Tang Mo Tang Mo Nang Mo Chang Mo Chang Mo Chang Mo Chang Mo Nang Mo Gang Mo Gang Mo Gang Mo Gang Mo Om Ah Mo Mang No No Ming Mo Ring Mo Ring Mo Ring Mo Ring Mo Ring Mo No Ming No Ming Mo Ang Mo Ang Mo Om Ring Ring Ting Cham Mung Da Ki Bi Chi. So now we've done it forwards and backwards, lom vilom, srishti and loy. We've made this full circle of all of establishing creation and bringing it back to its origin. Just like a mala has 54 letters of evolution and 54 letters of involution, and it comes back to the 109th bead, which is Parabrahma, the Supreme Divinity. It's also called the Guru bead, and that's why when you're making japa, you come to the end and you turn the mala around, and you never want to cross your Guru. Be straight with him. Just be straight and honest. You make japa in one direction, and then when you come to the end, you turn around and don't cross the Guru. These are the 54 letters of involution and the 54 letters of evolution, and this is an ornament around the neck of the Supreme Divinity. Whoever wears the mala becomes God. Now, let us proceed. Do we have any questions?
Swami, as the letters of the alphabet are within us,
Yes.
I have read that the planets are also in us.
Yes.
Could you just tell us where those planets are in our body?
No. No. If you dissect a human being, you will not find a planet there. I can tell you where they reside in our soul and how they influence our development, how they influence our sanskaras. Definitely, we can talk about that. In fact, we did talk about the influences of the various planets when we did the Navagraha Puja the other day. But let's just quickly review it. The sun is the light of wisdom and one-pointed focus in meditation, concentration, attentiveness, and illumination. The moon is filled with devotion. How much love, how much devotion can you offer towards whatever you're offering towards? The object of your illumination. The sun and the moon, Mars is strong and courageous. He has fortitude and strength, dynamism, and he propels us towards the fulfillment of our goals. Mercury, Buddha, he is the communicator. He's filled with intelligence, knowledge. He soaks it up like a sponge. He wants to learn and communicate his knowledge and share. Brahma, Muraris, now Brahma, Vishnu's Charujasta. Now, Chandrarka, Vashwindo Baba. Me? I have the wrong mantra. Who's next after Buddha? No, Mangala. Mangala is next. Excuse me. He is the god of welfare, and he is beneficent. He fills our lives with beneficence, with welfare. Then comes Brihaspati, Jupiter. He is the guru of the gods. He directs us towards our spiritual evolution. Then comes Shukra, who is the guru of the Asuras, and he directs us towards our worldly attainments. Thereafter comes Shani, who is filled with discipline. He corresponds to our capacity to stick to a project and bring it to its ultimate fruition. Rahu, he is the north. He is the attracting force towards our goal, and Ketu we propitiate so that he doesn't take us towards the negative. He doesn't make us attracted towards the negative. And these are how the 9 planets operate inside our solar system, or our soul system, the system of our souls. Other questions, please?
Swamiji, there's a question from Nanda.
Yes.
For Matrika Nyasa,
Yes.
can we use both hands or just the right hand?
Both hands are indicated. So Matrika Nyasa, we alternate hands. Om Ang Namo, Om Ang Namo, Om Ing Namo, Om Ing Namo, Om Ung Namo, Om Ung Namo. On each alternative petal of the lotus that is in each chakra. So we alternate the hands.
Thank you, Swamiji.
Thank you very much.
Swamiji, I have a question about the Tattva Mudra.
Yes.
In some of the nyances, when we use the Tattva Mudra, there's no direction on which finger should touch the body in the Bahya Matrika Nyasa. So
Tattva Mudra, all the 4 fingers will touch. Yes. And some places, for example, the mouth, the anus, the genital, you only have to indicate. You don't have to physically touch, because according to code, we would have to wash our hands after touching our private places.
Swamiji,
Please.
there are some bijas like which we are using for parts of our body.
Yes.
Which also you have said in the Guru and Goddess book,
Yes.
that they stand for certain qualities.
Absolutely.
Like Sham is
And-
for Shanti, and Sham we are using for some, I don't know, some part over here, some vibration. Is there any connection?
Yes, there is a definite connection. There is a definite connection between the Bij mantras and the Matrikas, and how they are employed in the different pujas takes that vibration and that quality and establishes it in our body. So our Sham is our whole left system, which is the feminine aspect of ourselves. And the right side, of course, is the masculine aspect of ourselves. So our Ardhanarishwar is divided down the center, and the left side is filled with peace, and the right side is filled with Ham Ksham, with consciousness. So yes, there is, and you find in the Guru Gita, in the middle of the yantra, in the Sahasrara, are the akshars Ham and Sham, or Ham Sa. And those Ham Sa, Sa means Prakriti, this or that, the other. And Hang means Rudra or Shiva or consciousness, I. Or Purush Prakriti, Ham Sa. Or Prana, Apana. Ham means prana, Sa means Apana. So that your inhalation is Ham, consciousness, and exhalation is Sa, Prakriti, nature.
So Swamiji, for each of these bija mantras that we have, there would be a deeper, a subtle level meaning.
Many, many layers of meaning to each of these matrikas. We've just gone through the editing of the Swami Nigantu, which is a course in Sanskrit grammar, which we will be teaching, hopefully, during our Christmas retreat. And at that time, we'll learn the subtle meanings and the philosophical definitions of each letter. Okay?
Thank you so much.
Sure. Are there other questions about the nyasas?
Swamiji, I have a question about how does our awareness about our inner self and the outer world change as we practice these nyasas?
Oh, that's a very subjective question you're asking me. There is no objective definition. The rishis described it as neti neti, but I can tell you from my personal experience that I find the vibration resonating within and projected resonating without, and I make a correspondence between the two and then become in yoga, in harmony and vibration. And then we find that vibration vibrating all through our consciousness. So it becomes an aspect of our perception. It's like putting some sindoor or some ashes on your third eye and your forehead. Everything we look at through the eye of love. And that's the meaning, sinduram arunavasam. Sindoor is the color of red, that bright, radiant crimson red, which is the love which drives the chariot for the light of wisdom. And if there be any prejudice on the part of this perceiver, I want to look at everything through the spectacles of love. So that's what we're doing in coloring our third eye. We're applying the vermilion of love so that everything we perceive is perceived through the bias, the prejudice, that I am a lover of life and a lover of God, and how can we best come into harmony in these circumstances? In the same way as we put these letters in the chakras and we put them throughout our body, we put them on, we take them off, and we perceive them outside, we perceive them inside, and pretty soon we're in love, in harmony, knowing that this is our creation wherever we go. That, to me, would be the greatest objective of performing these nyasas. We're establishing these letters within. Other questions? Please.
I never knew that we took them off. I just thought we did it in reverse. I never thought of it as taking them off when we reverse the process.
Well, you put them on, take them off. You put the flowers down, you take them up.
So you are transferring the energy. You're transferring the energy. You put the energy in. You enliven you enliven the energy when you touch the spot and say the sound.
Yes.
But taking it off, I don't follow the taking it off. You're saying the same thing again, you're touching it again.
What we're doing all throughout the puja is transferring energy. And we're empowering this flower to be the communicator of my love for that form of divinity. In fact, the flower is merely the object of my perception, reflecting the prejudice that I have. I want to see everything as divine. And now this flower has become divine, and it has become the communicator of divine energy. And once I've established that mode of perception, I can present that divine energy in any direction that I want to. And anyone who has the recipient of that divine energy must acknowledge the fact that they have received divine energy, and it's not just some silly swami holding a flower. There's actually the communication of a divine energy. The flower becomes the tool of that communication because it's a mode of perception. And once we give that mode of perception, transfer the energy, as you will, we have control over the energy. And so much control over the energy that any recipient would be able to understand that they have just been empowered with energy. In the same way, we are establishing the letters and vibrations all through our body and putting them out, putting on the suit of mantras, and then taking them back into the center of our being. So that's the sanghar, the lom bilom.
Still don't get it. I get the transfer of energy. I get in the flower, and I get you giving that energy. And that energy, but in this case, these Bij mantras already exist.
Yes.
So I put my attention on them, and I use put my fingers in a
Yes.
certain way. I say the word a certain way. I have my whole attention on this, and I do it.
Okay.
So I've just enlivened what already exists.
Agreed.
Now I repeat. I take repeat. Go backwards. As
Yes. And enliven it again.
Enliven it again.
Great. That's another way of speaking the same thing. It's a wonderful way to meditate upon the action that you're performing. Excuse me. Please.
There's one question from our viewers.
Yes?
They want to know where it says Om Sam Nama L14R, shoulder to hand, full length.
Yes.
More clarification on how we do the full length.
The full length is performed from the shoulder to the hand. And the full length again is performed from the shoulder to the hand and from the hip to the foot. On both sides, so that the whole limb is reflective of these mantras. Please.
And you said we talked about Jivatman.
Yes.
Lam, Pranatman, Lam, Jivatman, Sham, Paramatman.
Yes.
So Jivatman is individual soul.
Yes.
Paramatman is supreme soul.
Right.
And Pranatman
Is the soul of all life. It's like the Purush. He is the Atma of Prana. The Jivatma is the Vyakti. And the Pranatma is a Samasti Purush. He's manifest. And the Paramatma is supreme beyond manifestation. So Pranatma is manifest as a Purusha is manifest. Jivatma is a Vyakti, an individual, the embodiment of the individual soul. And Paramatma is the supreme soul beyond manifestation. And then add to that Jnanatma. And that's the soul of all wisdom. So remember our meditation of the Saptalok, the 7 lokas, where we have Bur, perceivable existence, Bua, conceivable existence, Swa, known through intuition or meditation or feelings, Maha, all that can be perceived, all that is knowable, all that is perceivable. Jana, all that is knowable. Tapa, all the light of all the knowledge. And Satyam, Sat Chit Ananda. Now each of these has its own soul, the quality of the soul which perceives on that level, on that loka of existence. So here we're talking about the Jivatma as an embodied soul. The pranatma as the soul of the Maha, all that is manifested. The Gyanatma as the soul of Jhana. Paramatma is Satchit Ananda. Okay? They are modes of perception on various levels of consciousness. So each level of consciousness is described by a different quality of the soul. Because soul is consciousness. Are there other questions? Well, you know, we were talking last night about the need to have a guru and the duty of a disciple to make the guru. And I'd like to tell you a story about Eklavya. And Eklavya was a tribal boy. And he wanted to learn archery from Dronacharya. Dronacharya was the guru for both the Pandavas and the Kauravas. He was the primary instructor of the king's children. How could a tribal boy learn from the king's primary instructor? Impossible. So what Eklavya did was to make a murti of the guru. And every day he would bow down to the murti and he would worship the murti and do puja to the image of the guru. And then he would go off to practice. He wanted to be the best archer in the world. And in this way, he became so proficient at his craft, he could shoot arrows so straight and so efficiently, so succinctly, he always hit the target. And one day, the guru found out about Eklavya practicing in the forest and said, "Where did you learn all this knowledge of archery?" And Eklavya said, "I learned from you, Gurudev." And Dronacharya said, "What? I never accepted you as a disciple." And Eklavya said, "But I accepted you as my guru. And I became as proficient as I have become through your grace, through your knowledge, by using your techniques, your tactics, and your skills." And that's an example of how disciples are responsible for making the guru. It's not for gurus to make disciples. That's a university. And people go to the university and pay a fee and take a class and they go home. And they may change their lives or they may not change their lives. But disciples make gurus. They say, there is an example I want to follow. I want to emulate that bhav in my life. I want to be able to worship with that efficiency. I want to sit the way she sits. I want to sing the way she sings. I want to worship the way she worships. I want to be like that. And that becomes a shishya. That's what happens to a disciple who becomes shishya. They become the mirror, the reflection of the guru. So that's our objective, is to become disciples. All of us. We're striving to become disciples. When we become perfect disciples of one guru, they will take us to the next guru. And when we become the perfect disciple of this guru, she will take us to the next guru until we become one with the guru of all the gurus, and that's Lord Shiva. The rest of us are links in the chain that pulls us up, links towards becoming one with the guru of all the gurus, Lord Shiva. So that's called parampar, the disciplic succession. That's how we enter into a lineage. It's not from the initiation which the guru gives to the disciple. It's from the initiation that the disciple takes. Lakshman was rubbing Ram's feet one evening, and he said, Ram, even Guru Vasishta said that you are the incarnation of God. And Ram said, Lakshman, that's true. But don't you remember when Dave said that all of us are the reflections of God? It is true that I am an incarnation of God, but so are you. So are you all. And that's what it means to be a disciple. To awaken that memory that we are all divine. We're all these incarnations. We're all avatars. Om Sam Saraswati Namaha. Namaste.